Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Get into it. Unfiltered late night hot topics with Queen Tulsa. You won't believe what she just revealed. Welcome to the ultimate news roundup in Queen City. From sizzling hot topics to trending events, we've gathered all the must know stories um, gathered the must know stories you can't afford to miss, whether it's breaking news, celebrity gossip, or local happenings. We've got it all right here. Join us as we dive deep into the issues everyone's talking about and bring you exclusive insights on what's shaking in the city. Don't miss our expert takes on community interviews. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay in the loop on all things Queen City. Let's get to talking. All right, you all. So listen here. You have two different views tonight. We could either go with this view. I actually like this view right here. So I'm not even going to disturb it. So y'all already know I love to go on over to Instagram because they always have like trending stories and things like that. So let's go over there first, check some things out, and then we could continue on our journey. If you are at work, go ahead and put your headphones in because it's going to be a night to remember. New York police chief suspended after girlfriend allegedly attacks teen, gets knocked unconscious. All right, y'all, let's take a look. No Jumper is reporting this. It says a New York police chief has been temporarily suspended from duty after a viral video appeared to show his girlfriend getting into a brawl with a teenage neighbor on their porch. Birminghampton Police Chief Joseph Suzuki was placed on administrative leave on Monday pending a review following an altercation on Saturday. Mayor Jared Crom stated in a recent announcement. Y'all, let's get into it. Trigger warning.
Yo, look at her. I don't care.
Okay, y'all, hold on.
Yeah, what do you do? Don't touch me. Yeah, you say you mad. Go in the house. Go in the house. Go in the house. Go in the house. What? Touch me. Touch me on my. What? Fuck you. Touch me. Touch me. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about? Not playing with you. Get off my porch. 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 You came on my property. You talked to me first. Get off my porch. Get off. And I'm a minor. And I'm a minor. Get off my porch. Get off my porch. Get her 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 off my porch. Go in the crib. Go in the crib. Yo, look at her in the crib. I don't care.
All right, so y'all get into it. Police chief, he really sat there and let his wife be that slow. Someone says her husband about to knock her out next. He was supposed to control that. Someone else says she got bold because her husband came and still got packed up. And the most wildest part is he did nothing. Laughing my A off. That guy helping her up has caught so much grief and BS from her. He's just happy to witness it. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Your woman will either be your salvation or your damnation. Choose wisely. Someone says she thought because her man is chief that she can do whatever she wants. Somebody said what his wife did. Child, too much. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and scroll to the next one. Thanks for reporting that. Okay, Tesla Diner open in Hollywood. No need to tip your waiter. Oh, okay. So let's cut this right quick and let's press play. All right. So, child, they got robots working. Oh my goodness. And no need to tip your waitress. Child, they have robots working. I'm ready for the flying cars. Yeah, I'm ready for the flying cars. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. The comment section. So let's see what they're saying. Uh, no one wants this button. They clicked it. We shouldn't support businesses with no humans employees. It's gonna be bad. Please don't show up here. Um, this place was I had the big poop breakfast with a glass of pee. Oh my goodness. I'm sure the prices will total more than if a tip was included to pay for the robot and maintenance. Thanks. I hate it. The future. Oh no way. Boycott. A place where you don't feel forced to tip. It looks pretty empty. Child, that's a lot. I'm not going to it. And that's no shade. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. CPS employee caught on camera telling 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute. Protected by immunity, the caseworker only loses her job. Y'all, let's get into the story. Oh, let me exit up out of there. Okay, so let me get right here. All right, so trigger warning. Let me go ahead and put. Let's press play.
Services is caught on camera telling a 14-year-old girl in foster care to become a prostitute.
That's right, and this girl is one of hundreds of kids in CPS custody living in hotels all over the state. Fox 26's Randy Wallace live from Southwest Houston here with this story. Randy, the exclusive.
Yeah, Jonathan. Now, earlier this year, a federal judge scorned Child Protective Services for making kids available for prostitution in the CPS system. Now we have a case where an employee with that state agency is actually encouraging prostitution of a 14-year-old child.
Don't be a hoe, be a real hoe.
Wouldn't they remove a child from a parent that told their child to be a prostitute?
They should. And they would.
Keisha Basley has 9 kids. She turned to Child Protective Services to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, who she says was running away and causing trouble at school.
My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her that she should do these things. So she said she decided to video her. Please.
CPS is housing the girl at a hotel. She's one of dozens in Harris County. In the video, she tells the CPS employee she wants food. The CPS worker tells her to be a prostitute. I mean, she was basically encouraging a 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute.
And giving her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs.
All right, y'all, we are back. I do apologize about that. So let's go ahead and get back into that story. This is okay, so let's get into it.
Services is caught on camera telling a 14-year-old girl in foster care to become a prostitute.
That's right, and this girl is one of hundreds of kids in CPS custody living in hotels all over the state. Fox 26's Randy Wallace, live from Southwest Houston, here with this story. Randy, the exclusive.
So why are they in hotels? Like, why do they not have like apartments? You know, like some organizations, I know like YST Youth Services of Tulsa, like they have apartment buildings where, you know, you're kind of like in foster care, but it's different. I think that program is from like 16 to 21, but it's like different phases that you have to go through. So you're not just put right into no apartment setting. No, you're more in like a dormitory type living. And we need more programs like that, to be honest. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. If you guys are just now coming on in, we are Hot Topics. This is your late night Hot Topics show for all your needs. We're here for you. If you're just now getting in, let's take a listen to this story. CPS employee caught on camera telling 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute.
Yeah, Jonathan. Now, earlier this year, a federal judge scorned Child Protective Services for making kids available for prostitution in the CPS system. Now we have a case where an employee with that state agency is actually encouraging prostitution of a 14-year-old child.
Don't be a hoe, be a real hoe.
Wouldn't they remove a child from a parent that told their child to be a prostitute?
They should. And they would.
Keisha Basley has 9 kids. She turned to Child Protective Services to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, who she says was running away and causing trouble at school.
My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her that she should do these things. So she said she decided to video her. Please.
CPS is housing the girl at a hotel. She's one of dozens in Harris County. In the video, she tells the CPS employee she wants food. The CPS worker tells her to be a prostitute. I mean, she was basically encouraging a 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute.
And giving her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs being met.
So she wanted food. You make some money. What are y'all thoughts on that? Someone says CPS child trafficking, sick world. Let's see. What's another comment? Excuse me, y'all. All right, so let's get into it. So some more comments says she needs to be arrested for child grooming. Absolutely effing evil. The rumors, conspiracies, true. Cold world, sick world we live in. Throw all those low lives in prison for at least 40 years. Unbelievable. This is beyond disgusting. Republican Party state, no surprise. Randy clean as ale. What are y'all thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? All right. Let's go ahead and go to our next story. Oh, it says Nicole Murphy narrowly escapes a wardrobe malfunction while looking amazing, leaving lunch at Via Olive Road in Beverly Hills. All right. Is that Candy Porter? That is like Candy's daughter, Todd's daughter. Okay. So someone says people can say what they want about her, but that woman is a beautiful though. Okay, clock that T. Waiting to take somebody's husband. Oh, that dress is stunning on her. Anyone knows what brand is it? Someone says Nicole is gorgeous. She was so cool on Hollywood X's. We're just gonna act like we didn't see her daughter roll her eyes. Okay. That's what I was saying. I was like, okay, is that Candy's daughter that was with her? Um, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, we can't do that right now. Hold on. Yeah, I thought it was Candy's daughter. To be honest, I thought it was Candy's daughter. Here, let me help y'all out so y'all can get into the show with us, so y'all can see what's going on. Okay, so someone else says, "Why does her beautiful daughter have on boots and a jacket? It's hot in LA right now. Anyone who I love them." Oh, it says, "Anywho, I love them. Nicole is gorgeous. Child, they are doing a lot. Yeah, they are definitely doing a lot. Yeah, the way Nicole was honey, jetting up trying to get that dress back on. I said, all right then. She is so breathtaking in person. Love that dress. Body is TTT. Face card. Okay. She looks amazing, and that back is sculpted perfectly. The daughter looks like Addie. That assistant or child looks so over her. Shaking my head. I mean, she looks stunning. It seemed like, like some people, they are uncomfortable when cameras start coming out. So it is what it is. Uber to begin testing women preferences option for women riders and drivers to request each other and avoid men. I think that that's a good idea. Hollywood Unlocked reports. Um, Socialites, are you here for this? Uber announces that they will soon begin testing a woman preference option for women riders and drivers who want to avoid men and request females only, no males at all. On Wednesday, July the 23rd, Uber released a statement previewing their women preference option coming soon. The announcement began At Uber, we believe that when we make our platform better for women, we make it better for everyone. Across the US, women riders and drivers have told us they want the option to be matched with other women on trips. Uber continued, we have heard them, and now we're introducing new ways to give them even more control over how they ride and drive. For the first time in US, we're launching women preferences features designed to give women riders and drivers more choice, more confidence, and more flexibility when they use Uber. The rideshare company revealed the pilot soon began rolling out in 3 cities within the next few weeks: Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit. Someone says, I think Uber having an option for women to request only women drivers is a terrible idea. All it's going to take is one driver or passenger to misgender the other one. And bam, lawsuits galore. I asked for a female driver. I am a female. No, you're not. You're a man. Lyft already does this and it's amazing. Yes, love when the driver is a woman, especially late at night. One of them even put my luggage in the back seat without being asked. 1010. So it's 10 out of 10. She gave her 1,000. I like my driver to be quiet, man or woman. I literally just told an Uber driver this yesterday, and look at God. Now let's be, that says, now let's get all women's gym going too. If some men weren't the problem, this wouldn't even be a discussion. You will never understand how uncomfortable it is to be in someone's car that's trying to talk to you and knows where you live, work, etc. God forbid women want an option. And yeah, can say wear headphones or ignore pretend like you're on a phone call. We shouldn't even have to do this in the first place. Someone says this is really good. I don't hate this. There have been some tragic stories with men doing horrendous things to women taking Uber, Lyft. They deserve to be comfortable and feel safe as well. Absolutely. Let's go.
Uber announcing a pilot program called Women Preferences, where women riders can choose to have a female driver. Also, female Uber drivers can set a preference for booking women riders. It'll debut in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Detroit in a few weeks. And if successful, they hope to expand this nationwide. Now, Uber has faced scrutiny in the past over safety for women riders and drivers. And the company says the Women Preferences pilot is something that's come directly from user feedback. Women want more of a sense of safety from the app. So here's how it works. For riders, they can request a female driver on demand, but it's only about 1 in 5 Uber drivers. You were wondering, men cannot opt in to choose women drivers. So it's a really interesting program. We'll see how it goes.
I think it's been implemented in other countries with great success.
Started in Saudi Arabia when women first got the right to drive. So it has been tried out.
And make women feel safer. That's what it's all about. Thank you.
You were wondering, men.
All right, let's get into it. So it says, while Uber is planning to roll out a new women's preference program similar to their women rider preference programs, which will allow female riders to select only women as their drivers. The problem is Uber has a gender declaration form that shows male drivers to identify as that shows male drivers to identify as women. What is the point of a program made for women when men can just identify as a woman? Transgender account help. Yeah, so I feel like that this would be definitely a problem. Well, you know what? You have to look at it from this standpoint. Just, can you please scroll it down? Can you please scroll it down? Looking from this standpoint in the administration and what's going on, I think that this is going to cause conflict. to be honest. But let's go ahead and look for some more stories. Oh, I did want to bring up this. So let me go ahead and stop that. Let me stop that and let me get over here to this. Let me see. And so give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Okay, so this is what we're about to listen to. We're about the Idaho, the guy that had did that nefarious act in Idaho. I wanted to bring this up. So I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. We're gonna be right back. Give us 1 second because I gotta pull this up. I wanted us to watch this, and I want you guys to kind of tell me what y'all think. Let's see. So this is the Idaho murders victims' family speak out at Brian Cohenberg sentencing. Let's go.
Idaho, inside the courthouse there for the sentencing hearing of Brian Koberger. We know one of the victims is speaking right now, Dylan Mortensen. Let's listen in.
But he will never get to take my voice. He will never take the memories I had with them. He will never erase the love we shared, the laughs we had, or the way they made me feel seen and whole. Those things are mine. They are sacred, and he will never touch them. I get to feel sadness. I get to feel rage. I get to feel joy even when it's hard. I get to feel love even when it hurts. I get to live. And while I will still live with this pain, at least I get to live my life. He will stay here, empty, forgotten, and powerless.
Dylan, thank you so much for your courage. I appreciate it.
Next, we have members from the Madison Mogan family. First would be Scott Laramie, Madison Mogan's stepfather. Standing by him is Karen Laramie, Madison's mother.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Scott Laramie. I'm Maddie Mogan's stepfather and the husband of Maddie's mother, Karen Laramie. I will read this victim impact statement on behalf of Karen and myself. Maddie was our gift of life, our purpose, and our hope. Maddie quickly became Karen's joy, identity, and purpose in life. I joined Maddie's life when she was 2.5 years old. The experience transformed me into a life of joy, love, and family. Maddie was bright, beautiful, kind, empathic. She listened carefully to others and was observant, seeing and caring about the hearts and the minds of all she encountered. She loved music and music festivals. She had a wonderful sense of humor. She excelled in school. She was an easy child to raise, almost never requiring discipline, and almost always giving us parental joy. One time Karen remembers disciplining Maddie as a little girl. Maddie responded, "You broke my heart." which of course melted ours. She had a keen wit, even at that young age. As she transitioned into teenage years, she prioritized us and extended family over many of the distractions that capture teenagers. She showered us with her presence and love at family events, barbecues, picnics, birthdays, holidays, and others. She spent countless hours with her papa, her Uncle David, Aunt Nadine, and her other close family and friends. This world was a better place with her in it. As she reached adulthood, Maddie applied her studies to be a marketing professional, entering into an internship at Payne West, and started planning her professional future. As with all things, she involved Karen and myself in the joy of her journey. As she transitioned into womanhood, Karen and I continued to be astounded at this wonderful and accomplished person we had created. All parents dream of their children accomplishing more than them. We realized this dream, all we had not become, she was becoming. Karen and I are ordinary people, but we lived extraordinary lives because we had Maddie. Maddie was taken senselessly and brutally in a sudden act of evil. She was taken along with the young, promising, and bright lives of Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. First, we felt disbelief. Next, we felt disorientation. Then we felt grief overcome us. Our grief has compounded even more for the Goncalves, Kernodle, and Chapin families. We speak of hope and healing, and we do have hope and some healing. But the vast emotional wound will never fully heal. Since Maddie's loss, there's emptiness in our hearts, home, and family, an endless void. After losing her mother in a car crash, Karen took years to grieve and recover. The feeling that her life with Maddie and A was perfect helped her to start to heal. Now, this is no longer perfect. After Maddie's loss, Karen felt like she was spinning out, emotionally collapsing into anxiety and depression. She sometimes asks, how am I supposed to go on when I've lost my favorite person in the world? I felt the same, and we continue to struggle. The loss of Maddie has impacted so many beyond our family. Her second family is her sorority sisters who grieve alongside us. She has so many close friends who suffer from her loss. We will continue to be her loss will continue to be felt by the Vandal community, including Vandal Solutions on campus, where she volunteered her time for others. It helps us to know Maddie is in heaven now, freed from the trials of this earth. We, however, continue to live on without the grace and support of her presence. We will grow old without our only child, our bright, beautiful friend and daughter. In the end, there are no words that can accurately capture the devastation of losing Maddie. We will endure and we will go on. For Maddie, we will not let our grief consume us. For Maddie, we will continue to love and care for our family and friends. including the families of Kaylee, Santa, and Ethan. We will remain united with them. We can only hope that others out there suffering similar losses can look to us and see that we can overcome hatred, darkness, and evil. We know the law allows us to comment on the defendant and his sentence. As for his sentence, we support the plea agreement. Society needs to be protected against this evil. As for the defendant, we will not waste the words, nor will we fall into hatred and bitterness. Evil has many faces, and we now know this, but evil does not deserve our time and attention. We are done being victims. We are taking back our lives. We will turn our time, talents, and attention to hope, healing, and helping others, and to the future. We invite all those who have suffered with us on this to join us in our journey. We can make this world a better place. We can move on from tragedy. Adversity will visit us, evil will visit us, but we will overcome. We can and will endure. Karen and I express our gratitude to Your Honor and to the prosecution team for allowing us the opportunity to make this statement. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your courage, and I am so sorry for your loss. God bless
Your Honor.
Your Honor, this is Leander James. He's the attorney for the Mogan family and victim advocate. He'll be reading a statement for Karen Laramie.
May it please the court, counsel. My name is Leander James. I am the pro bono counsel for Karen and Scott Laramie. Karen has asked me to read this statement into the record. I thank my husband, Scott, for his statement, his courage, and his unending love and support during this dark time. While words are inadequate to capture the impact of this horrific crime in our family, he expressed it as best anyone could. For Maddie's sake, I will add my supplement statement that incorporates additional impact in the context of my extended family. I am grateful to Maddie's great uncle, Brian Caulfield, for assisting me with the difficult task of putting our pain into words. For me and my extended family, Maddie was our hope and our light. Her beauty, both outside and in, shone its light upon everyone with whom she came in contact. Her beauty, she carried that hope and light into the future for our entire family. We have memories of our Maddie and grief and pain at her being taken from our presence. Any one of us would have given our own light to have been outshone by hers. We now look to our Creator to know that her light continues where we look to see her in His presence. Those who commit evil for their own twisted gains and purposes truly defile the efforts and sacrifices of mothers, fathers, families, teachers, clergy, public servants, service members, and all those who commit themselves to the greater good, freedoms, and the future light of our nation. Condemnation falls heavily upon those who squandered the lives of our future hopes and dreams. Some may offer forgiveness for what the defendant has done. However, we cannot at this time, or perhaps ever, nor will we ask for mercy for what he has done. His acts are too heinous. The agony and grief he has caused too great. But we will waste no further words or thoughts on him. For Maddie's sake, we will move on. We will do our best to carry Maddie's light into this world and make it a better place. I thank the court and the prosecution for allowing me the opportunity to make my statement. And I thank all those who have and will support my family and the families of Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Larmy. Appreciate it.
Next is Ben Mogan, the father of Maddie Mogan.
Yes, of course.
Actually, Your Honor, it'll be Kim Cheeley, the grandmother of Maddie Mogan.
My name is Kim Cheeley. I was Maddie Mogan's paternal grandmother, as Ben Mogan, her father, is my son. I'm here today with my sister Lori Cheeley, Maddie's great aunt, and my son Ben Mogan, and my daughter-in-law Corey Hatrock. I'd like to begin by thanking a number of people involved in bringing this case to closure. In my daughter's words, the plea deal the prosecution team reached this month is one that punishes the perpetrator of this horrendous crime, protects the public from further harm, and allows all of us who knew and loved these kids the time to grieve without the anxiety of the long and gruesome trial, the years of appeals, and potential for mistrials along the way. My family and I are so grateful to Bill Thompson and his prosecution team for their dedication and painstaking work that forced the perpetrator to admit his guilt. We want to thank the Idaho State Police, the Moscow Police Department, the FBI, and Judge Hippler. We'd also like to thank the University of Idaho officials who've treated the families of the victims with such dignity and kindness, and who have honored the 4 victims beautifully. Maddie was my first grandchild, so when she was born, all her grandparents had the distinct pleasure of deciding what we'd like to be called. I chose Nana, pretty original. But when Maddie was about 1.5 years old, her papa, Ben's dad, and I were planning to visit the new little family in Oregon. Maddie didn't have an extensive vocabulary at the time, but for some unknown reason, she called bananas ba-deedle-deedles. When Karen and Ben told her Nana was coming to visit, she figured I say deedle-deedle for that word. So I became deedle-deedle, shortened to Deedle when she was about 6 or 7, and I was Deedle all her life. I don't think her stepdad, Scotty, ever knew my given name was Kim. Maddie's and my birthdays were 1 day apart, and a couple years before she was killed, she gave me this necklace with Deedle and Maddie engraved on it, and I added an angel wing, and it's one of my treasured possessions. I also got an angel wing tattoo, never thought I'd see the day, but along with many members of our family, replicating the one that Maddie and her sorority sisters had. I wanted mine where I could see and touch it often. From preschool through grade school, I stopped teaching piano lessons early on Wednesdays and picked Maddie up for bubble baths, brownies, and books. It was our special time together. And she went home those nights in her jammies with a pan of warm brownies for her family. Although Karen and Scotty raised Maddie and did such a lovely job of parenting, we Mogans were lucky to have her for holidays and many other family gatherings. We'll always have our treasured memories of Maddie growing up in our big extended cooperative family. And I thank Karen and Scotty Laramie for being so generous and open and sharing Maddie with her Mogan side of the family. When the 4 kids were murdered, the foundation fell out of our world. Initially, the fear was truly debilitating. The first 6 weeks were excruciating. Despite the vigils, memorials, candlelight gatherings of students, friends, family, community members. After the arrest in the past 2.5 years, my family has lived with grief, with the effects of traumatic grief, of which I was blissfully unaware before all of this. I now have a stack of books on grief. I've attended grief classes at hospice. I've tried EMDR, a technique that helps replace disturbing visions with something more comforting. My son, Ben, his 2 sisters, Maddie's aunts, and I have all experienced depression and anxiety and sleep disturbance, requiring medical intervention at times. We've all sought counseling off and on. The struggle with media attention was extremely difficult, especially for Ben. No one should live through the violent murder of one's child. Some days it's beyond me how the parents of these kids are still upright. I'm thankful for the strong families and communities that are supporting the survivors. At the time, I could think of only 2 blessings surrounding the horrific murders. One was that Ben was living with my partner Tom and me at the time, and that we could support each other emotionally through it all. Sadly, Tom died a year ago of a rare brain cancer, and he won't be here to see justice served. He was our family's rock, and we all miss him every day. A second blessing is that my mother died of COVID several months before the kids were killed, and she didn't have to live through the horror. It was difficult to identify blessings. So we've all lost our dear child and a future with her. I ache for the loss of the dreams that she and her true love, Jake, held. And my heart goes out to Karen and Scotty and your side of Maddie's family. You've had more than your share of loss. My heart aches for the kids' roommates and the families of the other victims, and also the family of the perpetrator. Going forward, we Mogans are choosing to put our energy and focus into honoring Maddie's too short life and sweet spirit by celebrating Maddie May Day, which my 2 daughters established. On May 25th each year, Maddie's birthday, we encourage folks to do random acts of kindness in Maddie's name. In my daughter Katie's words, may we all protect our peace in whatever way possible, unite in community, and focus on joy. Please do an act in kindness in Maddie's honor during this week, so a glimmer of Maddie's light may live on. Thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate your courage, and bless you and your family.
Thank you.
Now it's Ben Mogan, Maddie Mogan's father.
I'm Benjamin Mogan and Maddie's dad. And First, I just want to say thanks to all the people that helped bring this all to a close. I know it's not the resolution that everyone wanted, but I think that that everyone worked so hard, and we really appreciate all their efforts. It was such a hard thing to go through for everybody. Maddie was my only child that I ever had. She's the only great thing I ever really did, and the only thing I was really ever proud of. And I thought we would have the rest of our lives together to be together and know each other, and I took for granted the times she was in college, and I thought, oh well, we'll have the rest of our lives to do all the stuff that we're supposed to do, and she was just about done. She actually earned all of her credits for her college degree, and Karen and Scotty and I got to go and get her diploma that she actually earned, and she deserved every bit of that. And but I thought that was going to be just the beginning of a long life together, and we never got that. Karen and Scotty did such a great job raising her after Karen and I split up, and I'm so thankful for Scotty and the role that he played in her life when I wasn't able to. But we got to spend a lot of great times together, Maddie and I. She was my favorite person to go to a concert with. We got to see some fun shows together, and I told her, if there's ever a show that you want to go to, let me know, and I'll get you tickets for you and your friend, or if we want to go together, we'll make it happen. And my favorite memory with her was when the Mac Miller show sold out here in Spokane, and everyone wanted tickets, no one could get them, and they, on the last day before the show, they did a radio thing, and I got 4 meet and greet tickets for Maddie and her friends, and me to go and see the show, and that was her favorite artist at the time, was Mac Miller, and he's gone now too, and my little cousin Zach drove us all there that night, and he's gone too, tragically. And anyway, the last thing that she ever wrote to me was this Father's Day card, and I'm so glad I still have it. I'm just going to read what she said. It says, "Happy Father's Day. I hope you have the best day. I can't wait till we can hang out again soon. I'll be in Coeur d'Alene, 624 to 74. Hopefully we can find a time then. I love your birthday card that you sent me, by the way. Maybe we can see a concert sometime soon. I'd love to see the gorge when it's not so smoky out. I hope you're doing well. I'm proud of how far you've come. Thank you for always encouraging me to do my best. Love you lots and lots. Love, Maddie May." She did encourage me to not just to do my best, but to live on. I went through a lot of issues with addiction and with substance abuse, and when I wasn't wanting to live anymore, she was what would keep me from just not caring anymore, and knowing that she was out there and that she was just such a beautiful person. Kept me alive a lot of rough moments, and I'm so glad that she was able to meet Jake. He was the only one that actually ever got to take her to the gorge. They went and saw Watershed together, and yeah, they had a heck of a time. I'm just glad she got to. That's a really special place for me, and she always wanted to work out there with me in the summer sometime. She never got to, but at least she got to see it once with Jake. He was such a great guy. He is such a great guy. And I really wanted to see what a future with them would have looked like. I'll never be able to replace her. I wrote a bunch of stuff. I just don't know what to say right now. I just miss her so much, and I just love her more than anything. And it shouldn't have happened. And a death sentence is one thing. When it's going to happen, and it's going to be all gentle and stuff. But life without parole, with a building full of people that all just want you to not be around anymore, and winking at every morning, not knowing if that's the day they're going to pull your card. I mean, it's not a very nice sentence either. So, I don't know. I just love you, Maddie, and I wish you were still here.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, next would be members from the Kaylee Gonsalves family. First will be her father, Steve Gonsalves.
Today, we are here to finish what you started. Today, you've lost control. Today, we are here to prove to the world that you picked the wrong families. The wrong state, the wrong police officers, the wrong community. You tried to break our community apart. You tried to plant fear. You tried to divide us. You failed. Instead, your actions have united everyone in their disgust for you. I just learned from these lead investigators, to their shock, they worked in an investigation and actually worked with Pennsylvania police officers and the federal FBI. You united everyone. Everyone was united after you. None of us are divided. We are united in our disgust and our love for these children. Today, you have no name. Because when this all started, we all came together and we said, let's stop even talking about his name and just use initials. So even the media just calls you BK. That's all you are. Looking back when the police officers knocked on my door, told me what happened to my child, told me what happened to Maddie Mae, I don't think he was even out of the driveway before my kids turned around, looked at me and said, what do we do, Dad? I told them, you get to work. You get your ass to work. And we started calling, we started texting, we started emailing. And you know what? Within hours, we had your white car on the camera. We knew from the very beginning we had you. Police officers tell us within minutes, they had your DNA, like a calling card. You were that careless, that foolish, that stupid. master degree. You're a joke, complete joke. But we took this disaster and we did what we could. We put everything online. We took our kids, we took our images, we took everything that they did, their videos, their photos, the girls' pranks, Ethan singing. We put it out there, we shared it with the world. And the world united. And all they ended up, when they talked about this case, is they talked about Kaylee Jade, Maddie Mae, Xana, and Ethan. Everything what these people meant to us, a father, a mother, a brother, a sister, we shared that with our community. Then we shared it with our state. We shared it with the country, and eventually we shared it with the world. The world's watching because of the kids, not because of you. Nobody cares about you. You're not worth the time, the effort to be remembered. In time, you will be nothing but two initials forgotten to the wind. No visitors, nothing more than initials on an otherwise unmarked tombstone. From this moment, we've all started. From this moment, we will forget you. We want to all leave in closing. One last thing. You picked the wrong family, and we're laughing at you on your trip to the pen that will be today or tomorrow. I'll close with, God bless all the men and women that worked on this case and all the hard work that you guys did. You guys allowed us to grieve and allowed us to get through this. The amount of work that you guys put together and the way that you guys put it together was beautiful. There was hard times to be expected, but thank you all. God bless.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next is Stephen Gonzalez, Kaylee's brother. Stephen's actually gonna pass. I'm gonna go. Okay. Olivia Gonzalez, Kaylee's sister.
Hello, I'd like to start by thanking the court for allowing me the time and opportunity to speak today. My name is Olivia, and I'm the big sister of Kaylee Gonzalez, and I was blessed to love Madison Mogen as a sister too. I'm not here today to speak in grief, I'm here to speak in truth. Because the truth is, my sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence. They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang. They are everything that you could never be. Loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you. If you had approached them in their everyday lives, they would have given you directions, thanked you for the compliment, or awkwardly giggled to make your own words less uncomfortable for you. In a world that rejected you, they would have shown mercy. Because the truth is, I'm angry. Every day I'm angry. I'm left shouting at the inside of my own head everything I wish I could say to you. The truth about me is when I heard the news, I didn't cry. I listened for them. I promised them I would, that I would fight for them, that I would show up no matter what it cost me. I swore I'd never let them feel alone. Because you see, I've always been their heavyweight. I've always been the one to fight the battles they didn't feel ready to fight themselves. All it ever took was a call, and they knew I would handle it for them, no matter the time, no matter the cost. They could wave their white flag because they knew I would never back down, not for them. And not even death could change that. Somewhere along the line, I started to think about what I would say to them if I was given just one last chance. If I could gather enough heartbreak or love or sacrifice or whatever it took to get just one message across. What would I say? Throughout this entire process, I've written my feelings down at every moment, my wishes, my love, my denial, my anger. And as one final act of love, I'd planned to read these thoughts, even jarring and discombobulating and not even making sense. Because for me, that was true love. As bare and as naked as it could be, not laced in pretty words or dressed for the occasion, but written through bleary eyes at 2 a.m. with clenched fists, angry at this reality. My true final act of love was to continue on without them, for them. That dream to read aloud my love to them, to bring meaning through pain, was the latest blow in realizing you don't deserve it. And Kaylee and Maddie don't need it. Kaylee and Maddie have always known my love, and they would never ask me to prove it by further victimizing myself to a defendant who has shown no guilt, no remorse, no apprehension. They would say to me, "Why would you give the satisfaction of showing vulnerability now? You promised you would never back down." And for that clarity, I'm thankful. I won't stand here and give you what you want. I won't offer you tears. I won't offer you trembling. Disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power. And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are: sociopath, psychopath, murderer. I will ask the questions that reverberate violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you. How was your life right before you murdered my sisters? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters? Detail what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? How does it feel to know the only thing you failed more miserably at than being a murderer is trying to be a rapper? Did you recently start shaving or manually pulling out your eyebrows? Why November 13th? Did you truly think your Amazon purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? How do you find it enjoyable to stargaze with such a severe case of visual snow? Where is the murder weapon? The clothes you wore that night? What did you bring into the house with you? What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words? Please describe in detail the level of anxiety you must have felt when you heard the Bearcat pull up to your family home on December 30th, 2022. Which do you regret more? Returning to the crime scene 5 hours later, or never, ever going back to Moscow, not even once, after stalking them there for months? If you were really smart, do you think you'd be here right now? What's it like needing this much attention just to feel real? You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all? Or are you exactly what you always feared? Nothing. If you're so powerful, then why are you still hiding, defendant? You see, I'm here today as me. But who are you? Let's try to take off your mask and see. You didn't create devastation. You revealed it in yourself. And that darkness you carry, that emptiness, you'll sit with it long after this is over. That is your sentence. And it was written on the wall long before you ever pled guilty. You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else. Constantly scolding, turning your nose up to grammar mistakes, nitpicking and criticizing others. You wanted so badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else. And you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it all. All tweaked out on heroin. Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. You're basic. You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. Your patterns are predictable. Your motives are shallow. You are not profound. You're pathetic. You aren't special or deep, not mysterious or exceptional. Don't ever get it twisted again. No one is scared of you today. No one is intimidated by you. No one is impressed by you. No one thinks that you are important. You orchestrated this like you thought you were God. Now look at you, begging a courtroom for scraps. You spent months preparing, and still all it took was my sister in a sheath. You work so hard to seem dangerous, but real control doesn't have to prove itself. The truth is, the scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty. Let me be very clear. Don't ever try to convince yourself you mattered just because someone finally said your name out loud. I see through you. You want the truth? Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your fucking ass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Christy Gonzalez, Kaylee Gonzalez's mother.
Thank you, Your Honor. I never imagined having to speak to someone so devoid of humanity. For a long time, I didn't think I'd find the words low enough to meet you where you are. But now I realize this isn't about you. It's about what you've done to me, and I need you to hear it. When you murdered my daughter, Kaylee J. Gonzalez, you didn't just take her life, you shattered others. You attacked what you could never be, and in doing so, you left a trail of devastation far beyond that house. You stole my peace. You've altered my every waking moment, every sleepless night, the way I view the world, people, safety, trust. It's all been changed by your cruelty. I no longer recognize parts of myself. Joy is harder to find. Laughter feels foreign. The world moves forward, but I'm suspended in a place of sorrow and rage. You've taken from me something that can never be restored. The grief sits with me every day, some days quietly, and other days so loud it drowns out everything else. The emotional toll you've inflicted on me is immeasurable. I live with a constant ache, with birthdays that are now memorials, with holidays that feel hollow, with empty chairs that scream louder than words ever could. I am forever changed. But for you, as a person working on a PhD in criminal justice, you really didn't think this one through. You're not that good. In fact, you're not that good at anything. You couldn't secure a job. You couldn't get along with others. You couldn't even get a female to look in your direction, all because you are pathetic. Now you're a joke in this courtroom. I wish I could crown you with a jester hat to complete your orange jumpsuit clown look. A dead killer doesn't kill again. So while I'm disappointed the firing squad won't get to take their shots at you, I'm confident that the men in prison will have their way with you in more ways than one. You will finally get what you wanted, physical touch, just probably not how you were expecting it. See, you haven't beat the system. You've simply entered a new one where the rules are cruel and the consequences will never end. You are entering a place where no one will care who you are and no one will ever respect you. You will be forgotten, discarded, used, and erased. You will always be remembered as a loser, an absolute failure. And when those prison doors slam shut behind you, I hope that sound echoes in your heart for the rest of your meaningless days. I hope it reminds you of what we all already know. You're nothing. May you continue to live your life in misery. You are officially the property of the state of Idaho, where your fellow inmates are anxiously awaiting your arrival. But it's okay, because they're there to help you. Hell will be waiting. Quick message from our youngest daughter. Aubrey wanted to say, you may have received A's in high school and college, but you're going to be getting big D's in prison.
Thank you. Do we have more from the Gonzalez family, or are you?
Yes, next would be Shannon Gray, the Gonzalez family attorney. He'll be reading statements from Kaylee Gonzalez's grandmothers.
Morning, Your Honor. Shannon Gray, the attorney for the Gonzalez family. I actually have 3 statements, one from her aunt and 2 from her grandparents. This is from her aunt, Tammy Butts. You, in the cloak of darkness, made a decision to turn our whole family's world upside down forever. You, in the cloak of darkness, took our Kaylee J. Gonzalez away from us all without hesitation. Never have you shown any remorse or regret. We just get creepy, non-expressive stares as you have your team of women defend you. Kaylee was a strong, kind, fun-loving, caring person, and she will greatly be missed by all her family and friends for the rest of our lives. She had goals in life that you took from her and us. We lose on watching her enjoying her life, working hard and building the future she wanted. She was ready to start that after college life. You, in the cloak of darkness, took it all away. You left us without her future wedding, her future children that she would have added to our family. No more talking to her on the phone, going for a coffee, celebrating holidays. It's all gone. You, in the cloak of darkness, gave each and every one of Kaylee's family members their own lifetime sentence. You, in the cloak of darkness, also took our Maddie Mae from all of us. She was so genuine, caring, polite. She was part of our family. You came in, harmed our children that were younger women than you in their own beds. You're nothing, you're a coward. It's not right that you have received life. I pray that you meet your end in the cloak of darkness, burn in hell. I have 2 other statements, Your Honor. This is Linda Lucan's statement. This is Kaylee's grandmother. I really don't know how to address something so inhumane, but I will try. Nothing in the past 2.5 years has made any sense. All I get is you cowardly went into a home at night, filled with what I'm sure you thought was all sleeping girls, and went on a vicious killing spree for no other reason but to appease your demonic urges. You took my granddaughter Kaylee from us, plus 3 other beautiful lives. You took my granddaughter Kaylee, beautiful, sweet-souled, doll-faced Kaylee, who was getting ready to start her amazing life, who had such a bright future, who was loved by so many, who you were so envious of. She had a life you could never have. You are so beyond human. You're definitely a demon from hell. I truly wish your punishment would be the same death you inflicted on our kids. But I think you will meet some new friends in prison who will be there just to help you. Thumbs up. And I have one last statement, Your Honor. This is from Cheryl Gonzalez, Kaylee's other grandmother. John 1:5 says, light shines in the darkness, and the darkness overcomes it not. Somewhere in your life, some jealousy, envy, ego, something went dark. It pushed out all light until you became dark and evil. And when you saw my granddaughter and her friends, their light, because they have such a light, you couldn't stand it. Because the darkness in you could not stand the light in them. And so you decided to destroy it. Cowardly, you walked into their rooms in the dark and took their lives, hoping to get rid of your darkness. But you didn't. You failed. Because you know what was once a light shown only to their friends, families, and loved ones is now all over the world. Everyone sees it. Their smile, their beauty, their plans, everything they were and had. And you think you put a close to it, even that, but you didn't, because they still exist. They are still light. They are still beautiful. You can never take that away. They will always be in the light of all eternity. And you will be in the darkness because you could not overcome it. You failed. I want you to be gone, more than gone. I want you to be cast out from my life, from my family, from this earth. I will not allow your hatred to penetrate into my own soul. You did not get that power. You are evil, and in the end, evil is eradicated. You didn't take Kaylee's light, you spread it into the world. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Are you moving to a different family now? All right, why don't we take a 10-minute recess?
And you have been listening right there to the victim impact.
All right, so let's kind of dissect that. The families definitely did not hold back in their testimonies. I like that about them. Um, it was a lot going on, and the way that he, stalked and did what he did, you know, it was just heinous to say the least. Just heinous, like crazy. Um, so yes, those were the family impact statements I did want to listen to because some people they feel like, oh well, I could just pay a fine, I could be, this or that. But no, it's like keep your hands to yourself and go get the help that you deserve. Like this individual, he was off his rocker. All right, so there is a story that I do want to cover. Let's see. Okay. So this was a story that one of the supporters, Miss Toria, wanted us to cover. So we're going to go ahead and cover this story. So this particular story right here, mother charged in shooting death of 5-year-old boy in DeKalb County apartment. Okay, so the brief. Lanicia Bennett, the mother of the deceased 5-year-old, is charged with second-degree murder and cruelty to children, though she did not pull the trigger. Police have ruled out burglary or home invasion as causes, and there is no danger to the public. Investigators are still working to identify the shooter and have not released the child's name. The mother of a 5-year-old boy who was shot and killed inside the DeKalb County apartment on Wednesday afternoon is now facing charges in his shooting death. Well, we know Lanicia Bennett, 25, was charged with second-degree murder and cruelty to children. According to the DeKalb County Police Department, Bennett did not pull the trigger, but investigators believe she is in part responsible for his death. Officers were called out at around 2:30 p.m. to the village at Wesley Chapel Apartments homes, located alongside along Pleasant Point Drive for the shooting. Officers found the 5-year-old, whose name is not being released, suffering from gunshot wounds. He did not survive his injuries. What they're saying, neighbors and friends of the young victim expressed shock and heartbreak over the loss. It's sad to see that somebody we played football with, threw the ball with, dapped up every day. It's sad to see that he's gone now, said Jaden Gonzalez. And I just recently moved here. This is what I get greeted with. I don't want to be greeted with this ever again, he said. DeKalb County Police said there is no ongoing threat to the public, but neighbors say the tragedy has shaken their sense of safety. I feel like we got to watch ourselves now, Gonzalez added. Now that this happened, we got to watch ourselves. Police said there was no danger to the public despite the incident. Authorities said they ruled out a burglary or home invasion. So why wouldn't they have to be worried it was a home invasion or a burglary? What we don't know. For few details are being released at this time. Investigators are still trying to determine who pulled the trigger. Police have not said whether anyone else may face charges in connection with the shooting. The child has not been identified. The investigation remains ongoing. Whew. I don't know, y'all. This is a lot. Yeah, this is a lot. Oh, Jesus. Pray for these people. Mm-mm. Yeah, that was a lot right there. Let's see. So we're gonna pull up another story. This one is gonna be okay, hold on. All right, give me 1 second. Um, okay, so there was a 3-year-old boy that died from a drowning. 3-year-old boy dies days after being pulled from Jacksonville pool. So let's go ahead and bring this on up, child. This is a lot. You got to be careful. You have to wear your life jackets. And anytime you're out there on that water, put that life jacket on. Okay. Let's see. So the article reads a 3-year-old boy found unresponsive in a pool late Thursday morning in the Sandalwood neighborhood has died, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Police identified the child as a 3-year-old Noel Scott, adding that he and his family were visiting from out of state. The fire department and police responded to the 10800 block of Corrali Drive just before noon after a report of the homeowner finding the child in her pool. According to the police report, rescuers arrived as a neighbor was performing CPR on the young boy. Police said paramedics took over and transported him to a hospital. The sheriff's office confirmed the death late Monday, saying no foul play occurred. Florida Department of Children and Families officials say their office has begun an open child death investigation into this tragic loss, but said further details are confidential at this time. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Like I said, water is fun, but it's also dangerous. You know. Well, yeah. There's a lot going on. All right, so listen here. We'll check you guys back here in the AM. Thank you all for riding out with us, and you all have a great night on purpose.